when a teacher taught physics and he was remembered as a botany teacher, then the situation or our memory must be very bad. And one teacher was so boring, he actually yawned halfway through his lesson. But the remarkable thing was, no matter how and what the teacher had taught, we still managed to learn and pass the subjects with flying colours. Now, to be fair to our teachers, they were entrusted with a very heavy responsibility. They had to polish a bunch of raw rocks into precious stones. It was their job to educate this batch of so-called crème de la crème for the future of the country. If they failed, the country could be infested by brainy ruffians. So what kind of teachers, students were they up against? This was what a new teacher found out. In those days, inspectors would come and sit in the class and assess new teachers. Now, so one day, the teacher told the class that the inspector was coming, and she wanted them to give the inspector a good impression. She told the boys she should be asking them some questions. And for those who knew the answers, they must raise the right hand. And for those who did not, they must raise the left hand. Quite a smart teacher, actually. No, in this way, the inspector would think that all of us knew the answers. And she would only pick the student who put up the right hand. So, on the day of assessment, the teacher asked the question, and all the hands shot up. The inspector was impressed. But for the poor teacher, all the students put up their left hand. But actually, we are not that bad a lot. And actually, our teachers are lucky to have us as their students. I'll tell you why. I read, Wong Wee Nam remembers sitting in his office in Maxwell Road one day as a traffic officer, listening to an appeal. So in came an old man who was over 70 years old. The old man had come to appeal for leniency against a traffic summons. Now, Wee Nam recognized him as a Chinese teacher, but did not convey this fact to him. He had this urge to tell the teacher that he always failed him in Chinese. But after listening patiently to the old teacher's plea, he decided to allow the appeal. I just couldn't get myself to find my old teacher, he said. So, when we commit an offense, the teacher will punish us. But when the teachers commit an offense, we always forgive them. So I'm sure when the time comes, all of you will forgive your teachers. Right or not? How come I hear some no, Okay, but not all things in the book are about us writing about our teachers. There are also some things that the teacher wrote about us. Okay, in one report card published in this book, a teacher wrote, "A total failure, wake up!" The boy woke up and later became the head of a statutory board. Luckily for us in those days, our parents were illiterate. Otherwise, we would be punished at home as well. I think nowadays, such frank and brutal remarks would upset parents, RPA, and even some human rights groups. So after reading our book, one reporter told us, I didn't know repressions were like that. She is worried because her son was a revision. So, if you don't want your parents to know about you, don't let them read the book. But if you are not doing well in school, let them read about us, and I think they may forgive you. And finally, I must warn you not to read the book and try any of the tricks on your teacher, because they will also be reading the book and know how to counter you. So, dear young revisions, enjoy your school days, enjoy your teachers, enjoy the book. And I'm sure in 40 years' time, you have enough cherished memories to write about your teachers and yourself, like us. Hospital Memories Daily. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Wong, for the many valuable lessons. Next up.